welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here at DRL ACC, and we are live from Suzuka. If anyone remembers what happened last season, it was much different. It was much different than before, currently as it stands right now. As I mute that. Oh, okay, that's good to know. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I said before, welcome back. Live from Suzuka. It appears that currently as it's I don't know. I'm already like having trouble, but won't be having trouble for much longer. Currently on board with Stavko. We're just waiting for him to set a lap, probably somewhere in the 159s, 158s. As it stands right now, currently, Power, Kerbal, and Bradley are in the top 3, and Braun and Nairati rounding out the top 5. It's very tight and close between the amateurs right now, with Ches, Malat, Balyut, and Brees rounding out 11 to 14 respectively. Suzuka is a very technical track, as it appears to be, with 19 corners. I feel like that's counting some of the straight curves. There's only 4 drivers out on track with 7 minutes to go in free practice session. We're all just kind of waiting for Stavko to set a lap. Leung's also trying to set a lap. Fossman's out. Same with Polinick. Stavko approaches the chicane. Grip at a minimum at track temperature 19. Air temperature 19, track 24. And what time will Stavko have for our viewing pleasure today? He puts it on what would be provisional pole, the 159.9. This man is an alien, folks, and he should be treated as such. Soniga is out for the rest of the season, so his chance at the championship is no longer. However, one of the only drivers left to stop the Stavko championship is Power. He's currently sitting in the pits right now. Car number 42, as you can see. So he's the only man that's currently left that can stop the Stavko dominance. As we now ride on board here with Braun as the low-hanging cam follows him around through the S's. Grip will be at a premium for most of these drivers, especially if the track is not optimum. So it'll be very key to make sure that you have throttle discipline, as there is a lot of spots you can burn out. Speaking of burnout, what happened to Fossman there? He just kind of goes wide into the gravel, and then more into the dirt. I think we actually had a really big crash here in the F1, in real life F1. I can't remember who it involved. I think it involved Logan Sargent or Alex Albon, one or the other. Now we have 5 drivers out on track with 5 minutes to go. Ladies and gentlemen, as now per tradition, I have 3 drivers on my note. And this was something that was created from last week, but is now also involved this week, where I put drivers' names on my note in an effort to curse them, which just seems to be a running meme. But the drivers joke about it, but I have a feeling they don't like it, mostly because, they want to have a good race. And 2 drivers from my list last week did. The 4 others didn't, but that's not the point. You gotta look at the positives. That is what is key here. You gotta look at the positives. There are lots of close races in this penultimate race. Next week is the final week at Paul Ricard, Vive la France, and we will most likely have an extended stream with interviews from the drivers about how their season was compared to their predictions, what they will be, what can we look forward to next season from them, and all that stuff, all the changes. I will be coming out of the broadcast booth more frequently now that I have a wheel myself, so you'll see me out in a few times. You might see some different broadcasters, but we'll worry about that next stream. What we'll worry about now are the drivers that are currently out on track as we speak right now. Right now, that's just Norris and Fossman as they try and get their final few laps in. Stavko is like the wrong way. You can't park there, sir. Cooper's going to come out on track for one final run around the track, I guess. Little wide there, Fossman. Little tiny bit wide. As they approach Dicna 1 Norris. And that's going to be an invalidation as he just drifts the entirety of Dicna 2. So track limits will definitely be an issue. Who will die in 130 R2 to find out? Let your predictions now down below. Who do you think will die in terms of going into 130R, or just really pretty much anywhere? I have my predictions. Do you have yours? If you're watching this on YouTube, pause the video and write down predictions below, and then tell me if you were right or not afterwards. Stoff goes back out for one more go as well. Fossman begins his final go around the track. We have 17 drivers for your viewing pleasure. And that's Norris' session done. What about Bradley? Is he going to keep going? Yes, he will in his GT Sport. Nissan is in a pretty good spot in the top 5 right now, sitting 4th. As he drifts around the first S's, that's a little bit of a mistake. As Fossman invalidates. Stavko going to be able to get to the line in time? Yes, he will. Can Stavko maybe get into the 158s? Let's find out now. As we will ride on board with our current and defending world champion. And the only 2 drivers left are Cooper and Stavko. And Stavko, I think, is the only driver that's valid right now. And after this one, oh, he still stays valid. Oh, he stays valid there, but only barely. Alright, folks, once Stavko either invalidates or crosses the line or returns to garage, the qualifying session will begin. And as per tradition in here in DRL, we will follow the driver that gets out on track first, which should be Nairati due to him having the first grid slot. Ooh, Stavko just stays within track limits, so find about 2.5 tenths from that. As down through 130R he goes. Almost foot flat to the floor. And he will put himself with a 1:59.6. It doesn't matter.
Green light, go, go, go.
And I think Power is not going to get out ahead of Nairati. Nairati will have the honor of going, us riding on board with him. He has struggled so far, complaining of grip in the practice sessions that we have had, but with the track actually still optimum 19 degrees, 19 degrees air, 25 track, the track I think is going to be about as good as it's going to get. Maybe it could get better as qualifying and the race goes on. As all the drivers slowly funnel out, Nairati gets off and away, wanting to have an unimpeded track. Everybody's out now except for Stavko. As into that hairpin we go. I think that's Power, followed by Kerbal. Braun and Zahara are kind of having a... Kerbal, Braun having a little fun race here. Kerbal, Power. Oh, Braun! Oh my goodness, what's happened? What happened there? Oh my god! Oh my goodness, what happened? Where's Polinick? Oh my god, I'm rewinding that. Holy crap! Oh my goodness. Oh, that was terrifying for Polinick. He just turns the corner and there's death as we ride on board with Nairati. What a start! As Nairati heads down into turn 1, braking at that service road, dropping it into third gear. We'll actually turn his HUD on so you can see. Now we'll keep it on broadcast. Third gear around these S's, being ever so careful with the throttle, as that was just destruction abound. Making sure you're very careful going up the hill. Make sure you have the grip before you step on the accelerator. Should be at about gear 5 here. Drop it into third. And if you're in the Mustang, that's 2. Then drop it to 2, 1 if you're in the Mustang. Make sure you stay within track limits, as Degna 2 especially is difficult there. As soon as the curb ends, brake, drop to 1. It is a tight, tight hairpin. That was madness, like actual madness there at the start. Make sure you get the power on, and then down the straight we go. The Mustang is going to have a field day on this straight at 130R. Nairati trying to get heat into those tires. They're just not getting warm. Air temperature's gone up, but the track has not. Light downshift, maybe let go of the gas. Brake. Nick that inside curb, nick that curb, maybe this one. As soon as you grip flat out, don't spin off into the pits or the wall. And what time will Nairati give us? Oh, he must have invalidated out of Degna 2. What time can Power give us? Power will give us a invalid lap. Zahara, next will be Castle. Zahara gives us a 2:03.1. Castle gives us nothing. Next across the line is Polinick and Braun. Braun 2:01, Polinick 2:07. Next across the line would be Brees. He gives us a 2:04.8. Next across the line is Belute, then Rodriguez. Norris comes in next across the line, gives us an invalidation. Next would be Fossman. He moves up into 5th. Bradley's going to be next, followed by Ches behind. Bradley invalidates. Ches drops into 6th. Next is going to be Malott. Malott gets us 8th. Next across the line is Leung. He gets top 5. Stavko invalidates as he comes across the line. As Malott has a spin out there. Next across the line is going to be Kerbal. He had that massive collision with Braun and almost Polinick. Polinick almost murdered him. Thank goodness he returned to garage. As Kerbal will take provisional pole with a 2:01.1. Marotti will be next across the line with a valid lap time. What can the team on the rush driver produce for us? As it stands, he sits 2nd. Next across the line will be Power with a valid lap time. Zahara's lap time is invalid, it will not count. Castle behind him is valid, as Power does a 2:09 and takes provisional pole. Castle next across the line with Braun following behind. Castle goes into the top 5. Braun slightly improves his time. Polinick invalid. Brees invalid. Rodriguez invalid. I think that's Norris behind. He will bring on a valid lap time, it just won't be all that good. Fossman's going to come up behind. Norris actually pops in top 6. Fossman pops in 7th. Bradley behind is going to top on. Oh my goodness, he's on provisional pole. Fossman next across the line, no improvement. Balute next across the line, invalid. Stavko, however, is coming with a valid lap that is going to knock Bradley Cooper off his socks. Not by that much. Bradley is within time, within striking distance of Stavko. What an incredible lap by Bradley. Neil's going to be next across the line, and oh my goodness, Bradley Cooper out of nowhere just lights up Suzuka in that Nissan. Kerbal will not have enough to get by Power. Nairati is improving on his lap time, but can he improve? Can he get enough? Can he get enough on the Power to maybe get ahead of Kerbal? It does not look likely. He struggled a little bit going through that chicane. As lap time he will produce will get him within 2.5 tenths of Kerbal, just not enough. Next across the line is Power. Power's going to get a little closer to Cooper, but not by much. Braun's going to be next across the line with some improvement, but not enough. He'll stay 6th. Next across the line is Polinick. He's going to have a buttload of improvement time. Can he get into 7th? Yes, he can. He will go 7th indeed. Rodriguez with a buttload of improvement. Brees also with a half-decent improvement. Rodriguez puts it 4th. Brees puts it 15th. Fossman puts it 10th. Bradley, no improvement from him just yet. Next across the line is going to be Ches with about 4 tenths improvement. He'll still stay 14th though. He'll just improve his lead on Brees. Balute, no improvement. Stavko, no improvement. Leung, he's finding about not even a 10th there. Cooper's not going to find much. He's just going to find half a 10th and he's got him. He lost it there. He lost it there through the chicane. And all that glorious time is going to sadly fall down the drain for Kerbal. No improvement. Close, but not enough. Who's next across the line is actually going to be Braun. Fossman's had a little bit of an off, or he's just getting out of the way. Braun was getting a toe behind Castle, not anymore. Brace in the pits, he's still got time. Fossman pulls over, yellow flag being waved at the end of in the middle of sector 2 there. Oh, Braun lost it all in the chicane there. That's unfortunate for him. Polinick, no improvements. Zahara, no improvement. Norris, he's improving by quite a lot. 1.3, that might get him 7th. As Nairati is behind, he's going to start his flying lap. Bradley, still no improvement from him. Norris actually goes 8th. No improvement from Bradley. Stavko is going to have one chance to get ahead there. Ches going to be next across the line with him. I thought he was going to be across the line with improvement. Balyut's going to improve ahead of him a lot. Leong's going to have about 2/10 improvement. He's going to get by Sahara. Can he get by Ches? No, he cannot. He cannot get by Ches yet, as Balyut is off and will go off. Malat will get past Breeze and Balyut, just not ahead of Zahara as he goes 15th. Rodriguez still stays 4th after his lap. Braun invalidates Castle's finding buttloads of time now. As that's Kerbal to the garage, he might have some... Him and Malat will have time to get out if they want to go again, but they have to go, like, basically now. Castle's improving by quite a fair margin. Doesn't look like Malat and Kerbal are coming back out, so their qualifying sessions might be done. And I think they are done based on the fact they're not coming out. A second, that would get Castle up into 7th. He's just got to hold on to this lap. And there's the sandbaggers we know and love. Kerbal and Malat will be out of qualifying. Castle will get actually ahead of Nairati up into 6th. As everyone else begins their final flying laps, Castle's like, haha, I did my job, and retires from the end of the session. Bradley Cooper just can't seem to find that lap pace anymore. And he's going to be stuck in some traffic. As Polinick's off. That'll be the end of his session. Ches starts his final flying lap. Stavko starts his final flying. Same with Leung. No improvement from Rodriguez. He can go again. As everyone's now currently in sector 1, 2, 3. Nairati has showing signs of early improvement by about 3/10. Cooper just trying to find a little bit of time. That's all he needs, is just a tiny bit of time. Norris goes off. Bradley's not finding that time. Balyut crosses the line to start his final flying lap. Braun's finding improvement now. Fossman's out of qualifying. Oh, touch and go there for Braun. He'll lose most of his lap time from that. He'll get to go again, but he lost most of it. Brees and Zahara about to start their final flying laps. Oh, good time found by Nairati. And that'll be it for Cooper. He'll have to settle for second, if that. As Nairati drops it into the top 5. Power doesn't improve. He lost it at the chicane. Cooper will start second because it doesn't look like Rodriguez is going to improve, and Stavko invalidates. Only drivers with a good lap time right now are Balyut, who's not really improving, Brees, Zahara, and that's it. 14th, 15th, and 17th are the only drivers now with lap times as Brees goes off, so it's just Balyut and Zahara. Zahara finding about 0.6 of pace right now. That would get him up into 12th. As we ride on board with Zahara, the only driver left. Get on the throttle as much as you can. Zahara, an absolute beast down the straights with that Ford Mustang. He's lost about 0.3 in Sector 2, though. He's got to find all of it here, though. He's going to find some of it. He'll improve over Ches and Leung, but that's all he'll get. He won't get Fossman, so he'll sit 12th. All right, folks. My favorite part, the 5-minute intermission just before the action begins. As always, we'll start from the back of the grid. Don't really have a good camera for the drivers, for these drivers right now. The cameras kind of just sit both at the end of the straight here. I was about to say we're Stavko, but that weirded me out a little bit. So in the meantime, we'll just have to deal with the helicam. Currently, as it stands right now, Balyut sits in last place. Sadly, another last place qualifying position for him. He's hoping to avoid any carnage and try and get ahead in many places as he can. Guess he just needs to get past 2 amateurs and he gets a podium in his class. He's actually sitting pretty good in his class right now due to the fact he's just kind of stayed out of any action. Malott currently sits 16th. He's on the second back row with Brees, also in the amateur division class. 16th and 15th respectively. Brees trying to fight his best to get another podium in the amateur division. He's hoping to avoid any also carnage from also being in the back. That's the problem with sometimes starting in the back, is like if the midfield gets in any sort of collision, you kind of have to take avoidance. You want to be able to go fast, but you just sometimes can't. You're going to have to get on the brakes and just kind of take avoided action, take your medicine, and then try and move along from there. Leon currently sits 14th. His MA70 eSport currently sitting on pole position, but we'll get to him shortly. The Aston Martin, good on the straights, iffy in the corners unless you're Stavko, so he's currently got Sean Ches for company to his right. Another good showing, another 1-2 qualifying for the Party Pickles. Can they get that as a 1-2 in the races they have done seemingly most times this season? Let's find out in these next few laps. Zahara currently sits 12th. That Ford Mustang is a beast in the straights. It was a beast in Monza until his game glitched. He hit that inside curb and died. But that Ford is an absolute tank, so he was able to finish the race and still have a strong, decent showing. Currently sits in 12th right now. He's got Don Fossman to his left for company on his grid order. Now, again, like I said, 1-2 for the Party Pickles again in the amateur division qualifying. He sits just outside the top 10. He's hoping to maybe sneak into the top 10 once this race starts going. Polinick currently sits 10th. on the grid. He's got Norris for company in 9th. Polonic, another top 10 finish, or top 10 qualifying. Same with Norris. Norris is hoping to be up a little where Rodriguez and Nairati are, but Nairati, as always, the strong qualifier, currently sits up there, so he's hoping for a little bit of a miracle and hoping for a few spins from drivers up ahead. Braun currently sits 7th in his McLaren. He struggled early in the season, but he's had a very, very, very strong push late to end the season. He's hoping to, as always, finish the season strong. Frank Castle, the only sandbag syndicate Mercedes on his Burt Macklin, is off somewhere. Hope to have him back next week. So Castle will keep Braun for company. Kerbal currently sits 6th, almost behind his teammate. I thought that was his teammate, but nope, that is Rodriguez. So just missing out on the top 5. Nairati just stealing it away from him at the 11th hour. And just as I said that, Nairati is going to actually keep him company. So that'll be fun for both of them. Both drivers seemingly struggled in practice, but they have very good qualifying sessions. So we'll see how that translates into a 45-minute race. Rodriguez currently sits 4th, the American stooge. Took a break in the middle of the season, attempted to find himself, and seemingly has found himself well, currently sitting inside the top 5. He's got Max Power for company on his right side. Power getting another top 3 qualifying. This rookie is just absolutely sensational. If it weren't for Stavko and Saniga, the aliens on this track, he still has a chance to win this championship. Should Stavko have an absolutely abysmal race, but what are the odds of that? Bradley Cooper, the highest qualifying Pro-Am, currently sits beside Stavko. That is incredible. He out-qualified Power, Kerbal, Nairati, Castle, Braun, Rodriguez. Like, he qualified so many good drivers, and he's sitting 2nd. And as always, Jacob Stavko starts on pole. The world champion does not disappoint, unlike Max Verstappen. With that said, folks, that is the grid order for this wonderful Japanese race. And they will go in a nice double file up to the racing line through up to the finish line through 130R. I'm sorry, if I was Bradley, I'd be shivering in my boots. You got Power, Rodriguez, Nairati, Kerbal all behind you. You got Stavko to your right. Being on the outside will help Cooper, especially from how this race led last time. But last time we raced in the dark. It is bright and day. It is past the noon hour. As the track gets warmer, it's now 27 degrees. It is optimum temperature. Stavko wants to get going. So does Power and Rodriguez. As Pro-Am's blocking their opportunity. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the penultimate race, get comfortable. Grab your favorite beverage. Grab your favorite drink. I think we're going to have a very, very exciting and unexpected race here on hand. As the green flag waves, and off we go here at DRL ACC. Bradley gets a fine start, actually. So does Stavko. Stavko takes the inside. Bradley's going to try and swoop around the outside, backs off, doesn't want to hit Stavko. Power tries to go up the inside, gets blocked. As it stands right, Rodriguez slips in ahead of Nairati. Kerbal's going to try and also get in through. Braun's going to actually power past here. As Stavko and Bradley race away into the night. Nairati forced out wide there by Braun. As Braun's going to get by, Castle's going to try and maybe sneak in a place here. Norris and Zahara are fighting it, but Zahara's actually getting quite a few places. Everything seems to be fine and dandy right now. No collisions to report. As Nairati and Castle are going to go side by side into the Degnas. Nairati, late on the brakes there, just gets the advantage. So far it seems everyone has survived. As they all head up towards this hairpin now. No one going any free lunges. Fossman trying to go round the outside of Polonic. Doesn't look like it's going to bear any fruit. Stavko drives away in the distance, followed by Cooper, followed by Power. Fossman actually goes around the outside of Polnick. Polnick gonna try and defend this. Who's gonna be last on the brakes? Polnick takes the inside, they touch. Fossman goes off, spins, manages to save it. So far, no one seems to have died. Polnick gains that place though. Off the collision, Fossman looking for Malott. Narati trying to catch back up to Braun. Castle in hot pursuit, same with Zahar. Zahar's up into 9th after starting 12th. Leon's gonna look maybe for an opportunity at Malott here. Doesn't seem to find the inside corner just yet. As Stavko races away into the distance, followed by Cooper, Power, Rodriguez, Kerbal, Braun, Nairati. Castle just trying to get out of the dirty air from that McLaren. But so far, no one seems to have incurred the wrath from the curse just yet. Kerbal's right on the back of Rodriguez. Same with Nairati on Braun, Castle on Nairati. It's close through the S's. One small little punch on the throttle and you could find yourself spinning and facing the wrong way. Ideally, that won't happen to any of these drivers, but you never know. Kerbal hits the inside. Actually, Kerbal with a brilliant overtake on Rodriguez will get by. As a collision by Rodriguez and Braun almost occurs there. As it is tight between 3rd to 8th. It is absolutely menacing in there right now. Looks like Castle might have gotten the better getaway. Nairati knows how to defend well, though. Castle's going to look for it. Nairati takes the inside. Castle just looks to stick with that McLaren. Ooh, a little bit of a snap. But he seems to have saved it. Sahara now. He's going to use that Ford Mustang power to try and catch up. Down 130R, he is a beast. Fossman attempting to catch Polnick. Very good drive so far from everybody involved right now. Fossman not going to get that opportunity on Polnick, though. Castle really wants Nairati here. He's going to get that slipstream. As Nairati's going to take the inside. And then a little bit of a... Ooh, wait a minute. The switchback might work. And it indeed has. Castle will get ahead of Nairati. Polnick and Fossman are still fighting it out. Polnick looks to have won that bout going through the S's right now. Stavko already 3 seconds away from Cooper. Breeze trying to fight Ches right now. Really needs that podium position. In the amateur class, Fossman and Polnick have an absolute war on their hands right now. Braun catching Rodriguez as he's starting to slip up a little bit. Thought that might have been a move up the inside. Malott's going to get past Fossman. Oh, as Fossman... Oh, Fossman has sadly had a moment. He's going to drop all the way down behind Breeze. Maybe even get a Balute going for an overtake here. Nope, just can't stick it up the inside just yet. Castle and Nairati starting to fall away from the main battle there. Sahara and Norris not too far off. That Ford Mustang, an absolute dog in the straight. Oh, Bradley's had a little bit of an off. That'll lose him P2. Who's still in the podium places overall. Braun, maybe he can get Rodriguez here. He's thinking about it. Alas, he cannot get it. Leung will have an opportunity on Malott if he wants it. Alas, he will not take it either. Braun's just going to sniff that American stooge. He's just going to sniff that Porsche all the way home. As Rodriguez gets a much better getaway there. Only one that's really lost out right now so far is Fossman. He's the only one that seems to have spun. The commentator's curse getting no one yet. Brees looking still on the back of Ches. Hasn't lost him there yet. Ches probably asking his teammate Fossman for backup. All the drivers now starting to space out. As now I pull out the map. Stavko currently leads, followed by Power and Cooper. Kerbal and Rodriguez rounding out the top 5. All the drivers now starting to slowly space each other out. Zahara still in the back of Nairati, but everyone's kind of sitting in that spot where if they spin they can take advantage, but still sits cold right now. Folks, can you believe already almost 10 minutes has passed in this race? Like, to me, that's insane. It's felt like honestly felt like only 2 minutes because everyone's still so close. Young catching Malott. Brees in the middle of a party pickle sandwich here. Fossman is catching him. Fossman goes off the track. Cooper actually has caught up to Power a little bit. Stavko just way off in the distance, having a nice fun time. Malott's getting a train behind him started. Leung, Ches, Brees, Fossman. We're having a little fun here, it seems. Stavko setting the fastest lap in the session. Oh, Brees! Almost, young man, almost. Manages to save it. Is he gonna go for a lunge here? You think Fossman's got the double dose? The double slipstream. No moves by either of them. We just wait and see as everyone goes through the S's now. Oh, Nairati goes a little bit wide, opening the door for Fossman. Fossman now going to be on the inside. Oh, Brees had to let go of the power. Fossman with the overtake on Brees. Ches now on the back of Li Young. The amateurs are fighting it out right now. Pro-Am, oh my goodness, here we go. Pro-Ams and the pros aren't close enough. The amateurs are fighting it out like gangbusters out here. Pretty entertaining race so far. No one's actually really, like, died. We've had one spin, and that's Fossman, and he's recovered quite well. Polinick has one gap. Stavko has the other. Palyut also has a gap, but sadly he's in last. Ches running like his life depends on it. Bree starting to lose Fossman as Fossman goes incredibly deep. Will keep the position. I don't know if he got a track limits warning for that. Liang, he might have Malott here. He's gonna think about it. Malott's gonna go wide and defend well. It's very hard to overtake on this circuit. Fossman now right on the back of Ches. The two party pickles fight. We might get some party pickle fighting here, but ideally you don't. You don't take each other out. But we'll see. So far there haven't been very many collisions. If there has, they've definitely been NFAs. They haven't really been hard touches. Braun's really caught up to Rodriguez here. Brees now still on the back of Fossman, still wanting it. So far, I would just love to say in this stream, very, very good driving from all drivers involved right now. It has been an absolute clinic. No one's pit maneuvered, no one's really done anything too crazy. Everyone's just living to fight another day. It's really good. I'm really proud of everybody right now. It's really good, hard-nosed racing right now. Honestly, Stavko only being 44 seconds ahead of the last place person in a 10-minute race with 15 minutes in is actually showing how good, like, the rest of the grid is. Like, a 30-second gap is to Polinick, so the top 10 is all within 30 seconds. So pit stopping, undercutting is going to be very important as Brees gets ahead of Fossman there. I think Fossman cut the chicane again. And Brees was just like, I'm not letting you do that again. Thank you very much. I'll take that, please. Kerbal seeming to be struggling right now. He's allowing Rodriguez to catch up. Braun just being here with Rodriguez the entire time. Castle 2.5 seconds back. Nairati also at play here. Not a lot has changed based off of anything right now. The big winners so far is Malott with 4 places, Zahara with 3 places, Braun with 2, Kerbal with 2. Big loser so far is Fossman in losing 5, Nairati losing 3. Rodriguez getting closer and closer to Kerbal, but this is what Cooper wants. This will allow him the opportunity to get away. Force Kerbal to defend. Rodriguez is going to have a good slipstream here. He's at .1. He's going to look for it, maybe. He's going to identify it, but he backs out. Doesn't want to do it here. He wants to make sure it's concrete and not a lunge. Ches is going to lose out. Brees is catched up. Oh, Fossman's caught up hard to Brees. He's going to look for that slipstream. Braun and Rodriguez get awfully close, but not enough. Peer away. Nope. As Rodriguez drives away. Or sorry, as Kerbal drives away, Rodriguez just in and out of the 1 second mark. Kerbal really wants it. Leung has just been unable to catch Malott this entire time. Nairadi's caught up to Castle though. Oh, Rodriguez and Braun touch and they blocked the entire That was just a moving roadblock there from the hairpin. Sahara had to take avoiding action. Castle and Braun are actually going to go side by side. Rodriguez is sadly the biggest loser in that. Sahara also might lose a position to Norris, but his straight line speed might get him. As Braun and Castle both go off, Nairadi says, "Thank you very much, gentlemen. I will take that as recompense." As Castle's going to... Well, folks, this just got so much more interesting. Norris right on the back of that Ford, but that Ford might just go off in the distance, but so far it looks to be fine. Castle and Nairadi both going to 130R. I looked away ever so briefly to hydrate myself, and all of a sudden I just see a moving roadblock as Nairadi plops back into 5th. No one has pit, mind you, and we're already almost 20 minutes in. Oh, I say that, and Zahara makes me eat my words. He's going to box to avoid all this traffic. And that might be his smartest decision. Malott had an issue there. Is he going to box? No, he just loses out completely. Ches might get by him. Brees is going to start entertaining this idea. It's just getting interesting everywhere you look. Ooh, Castle goes off there. Braun taking a place. Rodriguez looking for one as well. And Nairadi sails off into the distance. Maybe trying to get... Oh, what happened to Braun? Ooh. Kerbal had a little bit of a moment, but I think it's going to be okay. No, that was just with the hairpin and stuff, it makes it a little weird. And that is Zahara's pit stop done. And off he goes. Brees is going to get ahead of Malott. Malott had an off there. Ches is going to take his lick now. No monkey see, monkey do there. Brees will get ahead of Malott, but sadly not Fossman. Everybody's tires probably aching as we get slowly closer to halfway race distance. Fossman goes wide. His tires have been hurting since around 15 minutes in, as he just casually drifts the entire corner. Ooh, Rodriguez. Ooh, Castle boxes. He's had enough of those tires. Do you think Ches is going to box here? Get out of this AM traffic? Nope. None of the AMs do, surprisingly. That's shocking to me. Well, you will. Kerbal is catching up to Cooper. Feel like undercutting on the circuit might be really good due to the fact of It'll be interesting to see where Zahara comes out, because Zahara was also kind of in that little, like, screw around mix-up there after Rodriguez and Braun touched. But off Castle goes. The Ford not catching up just yet, so the overcut might be really good here. So I think the longer you go, the safer you'll be. Oh no! And Malott spins out. And how significant is his damage? Doesn't look pretty significant. As Braun's now catching up to Nairati. Stavko pits. Will Power? Yes, he will. Will Cooper? Yes, he will. Will Kerbal? No, he will not. Will Nairati box to cover off Castle? No, he will not. Neither will Braun. Neither will Rodriguez. Neither will Norris. So other than that, folks, we are just now pit watching.
Not over yet.
And we have just been notified that we are halfway through the race. Malott, sadly, under the gun. But he was not on my list. So sadly, it is just upsetting for him. As Ches boxes, so does Fossman. Party Pickle double stack. As Stavko ends his pit stop, he's off and gone. Power should go, then Cooper. Power's done, off he goes. Cooper's done. Idle a little too long. That might make all the difference as Kerbal's had a spin out. That's going to allow Nairati past. I think he'll be safe from Braun, but you can never be too certain. As Nairati will inherit the lead of this race. Ches Fossman done their pit stops. Malott has a little bit more repair work to do. Kerbal right on the back of Nairati. Any of them box? Nope. Off they go. Nobody wants to box. Rodriguez will, though. Let's see, can Kerbal... Nope. Not gonna get ahead of Nairati yet. This is the closest battle right now. Leung pits. Breeze also follows. Stavko gets by them all. Malott and Bellew, Kerbal, Nairati and Braun approaching back marker traffic. And that is the danger. As Castle's going to get by Rodriguez. Zahara's also going to get by Rodriguez, crucially. What about Leung and Brees, though? Brees still hasn't completed his pit stop yet. Can Ches and Fossman get by him? No, they cannot. Brees wins out on that. Now will Nairati, Kerbal, and Braun pit. They all will simultaneously. Jesus, Kerbal just nudging Nairati across the line. They all box. So does Norris. Polnick, the only one not to have boxed yet. Fossman on the back of Ches. Sorry, not Nairati. Breeze currently leads in the amateur division. He's chasing Leung right now. Polnick does not box. Says, nah, fam, I'm good. Has anyone completed their pit stops ahead of us? No, they have not. So Stofko plops back into second. What about Power, though? Power is what's going to make this interesting. Maybe Cooper, even. First to cross the line was Nairati, so we'll see when his light goes green. Kerbal's pit stop's actually done first. Off he goes. Nairati loses out. Cooper much well ahead. Castle gets ahead of Norris. Castle gets himself back in this battle. Malott looking to get Ballyou. Ballyou defends well. Polnick, you've proved your point, my friend. It's time to box. You led around the track. Ooh, just saved by Fossman. Ron now within a second of Nairati. Kerbal's pulled away. As Polnick sadly tumbles and tumbles and tumbles down the order. As we have now 15 minutes to go left in this session. As Polnick comes out, what about Leung? Looks like Polnick should be fine. Never mind. He has a 30-second stop-go penalty. He was on my list earlier. I switched his name off. I was wrong. I should not have done that. Ooh. Good save by Nairati. Now the only thing, now that everyone's completed their pit stops, the only thing that'll be scary right now is drive-through for drivers on track limits. Ideally, we won't see any of those, but if we do see them, it'll be fun for chaos purpose. Well, you've been defending well. Malott can't seem to get by him. Oh, Leung went wide. That allowed Breeze on by. Thank you very much, he says. Guy ahead of him has a 30-second stop go, so effectively Breeze is P11 right now. Now, mind you, Rodriguez is way up the road right now, so... I'll be honest, folks, none of the people on my list are getting hit right now. Literally nobody. The list is not super effective today. Is Fossman and Ches gonna fight it out here, you think? Maybe? Nah, they won't do that. Polnick's gonna have to go stop. Oh, Brees, where are we going, my friend? No! Bradley spun! No! He had a podium and is just ripped from his grasp. Polnick pits. No! What have I done? Oh, unfortunate for Bradley. He was having such a strong race. He has the speed to maybe get back inside the top 5, but he's just struggling now as Castle's going to look to try and get by, and he will. As Bradley sadly loses out. Brees, no! What's happened? Brees had a win 2 in his grasp and it just dies. Same with Leung. Did they make contact? I'm going to look at the sheet. Yes, it appears that they did. We'll take a look on the replay. That's not the replay at all. Ches and Fossman make contact, but that wasn't the replay that I wanted to see. Oh, here's the contact. Oh, Brees just goes off and they both just follow suit. No, dude. That's unfortunate. Braun did try and get ahead of Nairati as I was looking at the replay, but Nairati swings that back. They're currently fighting for 4th as it stands. Cooper's going to try and fight back Castle. He's got the pace to do so, but so far no luck down the straights. Currently the Springfield Motorsport 2-3 right now. Oh man, that's incredible. Oh, as Cooper goes off again, dude. No, it's all falling apart. Ches goes off the track. What is happening? Everything was going so well. I was praising everybody for their driving, and it's all suddenly just gone to shit. No, bro. No. Oh man. I'll reveal who was on my list at the end of the race. But so far, this is the closest battle right now. We actually lost somebody. I don't know who we lost. Oh, we lost Polnick. Oh, I feel bad. He was on my list, but I took him off. Evidently, I took him off and it wasn't enough. It still hit. Polnick originally was on my list. I took him off for a different Pro-Am driver, and well, like I said, you'll find out at the end of the race. Brees, though, still sitting in a 3rd place podium position. He had the race win, though, until the spin and the contact. Braun seemingly can't get it by Nairati. Oh no, Leung had a moment? Oh no, that was just weird. That was just a glitch. It's just like he fell so far. Nairati seems to be struggling for grip a little bit. A track though is 29 degrees, he shouldn't be. Maybe the pressure's getting to him? Liang, though, is catching Brees. He's catching him quite quickly. Less than 8 minutes to go left in this session. Currently, Stavko and in his own fucking world, followed by Power and Kerbal. Cooper had that podium position, but it fell from his grasp. Oh, can you imagine if Kerbal had spun there and Nairati was waiting in the wings? This track is unforgiving. You're even on the throttle a moment too soon and you just go in shambles. Braun still can't find Nairati. He just can't crack the code. Kerbal, Nairati, Castle all said they were struggling in there, and now they're all doing quite well. Brees has lost Liang temporarily, albeit for a little bit. Currently, the closest gap is Braun Nairati. Actually, had a little bit of a touch. We'll replay it. Oh, Braun tried to get a little overeager and went wide. That explains how Nairati got back past. Rodriguez starting to catch Zahara a little bit. I think Zahara's just pulling away on the straights. He's doing enough on the straights to get away from Rodriguez, who then just catches up on the corners. Rodriguez was 0.6 faster. Down 130R we go. Rod really wants that 4th place. Nairati, though, I think needs this 4th place, though. Oh, might have been a better exit by Braun there. He's going to get in the slipstream. It looks like it was a better exit. He's got the speed. He's at the .1. Zahara might have spun out. Oh! Did they make contact? Yes, they did. I will take a look at that. Oh my! a little bit of a contact sport, apparently, according to Rodriguez. Zahara, I'm sure, is not going to be pleased with that, but alas, we'll let the stewards handle that decision. Oh! Braun saves it from what could have been disaster. Do we even need this man? This man can literally just go take a nap and probably still win this race handily. Alright, he's gotten away from Braun. He's gotten out of that 1 second mark. Zahara's lost quite a little bit of time. He's probably got rear end damage. Kerbal, I want you to spin. Not enough that you lose the position, but enough that Nairati gets within about 1.5 seconds. No, oh, no. Brees with a drive-through. That's gonna compromise his podium because Malott is there. Oh, no. The gods are fickle. With 3 minutes left to go, that is heartbreaking for Breeze. The race win slips out of his grasp with a spin and then a collision with Leung. And now he has a drive-through with less than 2 laps to go. That is incredibly, incredibly unfortunate. Oh, Nairati goes off a little bit there. That might open the door for Braun. Oh, Nairati squeezes him out. Oh, they make contact! Braun goes, pushes the... No! That's going to allow Castle and Norris through, maybe even Bradley. Oh, no. Disaster strikes Team on the Rush at the worst possible time. And now that's going to be the leader on the final lap, Braun. Heartbreak. As we're going to take a look at that incident from the bonnet cam. Oh, he just... That's incredibly unfortunate.
The leader is on the final lap. Give it a final push.
Oh, that's heartbreak. Heartbreak and disgust. Okay. All right, folks. At the final lap, things get interesting now. Braun currently sits fourth, Castle within a second. Norris also kind of within a second of Castle. Cooper also within striking distance should something happen. Disaster striking Team on the Rush as it seemingly has all season long. And it couldn't come at the worst possible time. Okay. I don't know why my thing is glitching out for Stavko. But it just does there, apparently. Stavko, was there ever really a doubt? He took the lead, and then off that was. Never really doubts. As Stavko furthers his grip on this championship as he wins in Suzuka.
The leader has finished the race.
Good race by him. Power's not too far off. Norris and Cooper both want Castle. They want to finish in the top 5. But let's see how that goes. Malott finishes the race. Brees finishes the race. That drive-through sadly ending his podium finish chances. As Power's next across the line to come in second. Good showing by him. Kerbal also comes to finish the race in the podium positions. Zahara getting a drive-through at the end of the fucking... Oh my god, the criminal acts are just wrong. Braun finishes 4th. Castle finishes 5th. Norris 6th. Cooper recovers for 7th. Nairati finishes 8th. Rodriguez will finish 9th. Sorry, I think 30 seconds will be applied to him. Yup. I think he'll be okay, though. I think he'll still finish just ahead of Fossman. This race is not over. I think Zahara will stay ahead of Fossman, though. But we'll see. We'll see when the official results come. And folks, as the race now finishes, my list was Bradley, who was in a podium position and then spun. Brees, who was in a race win position, in a podium position, sadly gets the drive-through. Castle was unaffected. He finishes as 5th. As you can see, the official results: Stofko, Power, Kerbal finish out the pro podium and the overall podium. Braun, Castle round out the top 5. Norris, Cooper, Nairati, Rodriguez, Zahara round out the top 10. That drive-through unaffecting his position. Fossman, Ches, Leung, Malott, Brees round out the 15. Balyut finishes 16, and we lost Polinick at the end after his stop-go 32nd. Thank you, folks, for joining us for a wonderful Suzuka Grand Prix. Got really interesting at the end there. Join us for the season finale next week at Paul Ricard. Thank you so much again for watching. Thank you and goodbye.